Okay, recording started. Hey, single moms. Hey, I don't know why it just seems like I'm looking down at y'all. Um, let me try to fix that. Let me try to fix that. Doing things. There we go. There we go. Yay. Okay, so doing things differently than what you planned is just that. It is what the old people would say is a notion, because I have to think outside of the box, because now my plan that I had all in place is now being morphed into something else. I'm having to do things a different way. I'm having to adjust and keep moving forward. I'm having to be resilient and not throw a tantrum, break down and cry, or whatever, because those things are not going to help me right now. I made a commitment to do something, and yes, the timing is off and has been off. But oh my gosh, something's. Hmm. Yes, the timing has been off because, as I've said before, having some technical difficulties. I'm not able to use my laptop right now, so I'm having to use my phone. It's a brand new phone, so everything, all my things and stuff that I usually use is saved on my old phone. So I'm having to make do, and so this is what we're having to do. We're having to record this and then post it. Sometimes, especially in the evening, it seems like Facebook and YouTube, or the Wi-Fi, whatever in the area, is being used a lot because people are home, their kids are home, and there is such a thing as too many people on a social media platform, where it just all of a sudden won't start acting right, and it's being just defiant. you know so these things happen at this time of night, and especially when you're using a cell phone that doesn't pull like a laptop does. um, but anyway, no excuses. I'm getting this done. I'm doing and being what I can do with what I have, and using what's in my hand, which is my cell phone, and what I do know and what I can do. I'm focusing on those things. I don't know why, but in my mind, I went to that scene in Frozen where I don't know if it was Frozen 1 or 2. I think it was 2. And Olaf was saying, the kids were taking icicles and poking them all into Olaf. And Olaf and the shot swings over to them. And they're like, we're focusing on the things that we can control. So that, and I don't know why, but my mind went to that scene. So here's something that's a fun fact about me. I really like watching animated movies like that. Frozen, and all of those things, Pixar movies. My kids and I are into Marvel, and we watch Marvel movies as well. That was something we do as a family, and we pretty much try to keep up with all of that. And we'll sit down and watch these movies together, or go to the movies and watch it. If I'm totally up to it, because I'm telling you, I've gotten to some points where I'll be in the movie and I will go to sleep. I won't do it in the movie theater, though. It seems I don't do it in the movie theater, I guess because it's so loud and active and animated and everything. But at home, where I'm comfortable and stuff, I tend to fall asleep. But the kids don't care. They're just happy that I'm there with them, They'll wake me up and be like, hey, Mom, go get in the bed. But anyway, this is day 4 of the Hope for Your Future Challenge. This is a Single Moms Level Up event being broadcast or posted. I can't even say broadcast right now, but being posted in the Single Moms Club private Facebook group, where I am the CEO and the founder. My name is Bess Parks. And also it's being posted on our YouTube page, Single Moms Level Up. You know, I like to say hashtag Single Moms Level Up. But anyway, so this is day 4 of Hope for Your Future Challenge. And what we're going to talk about today is our relationships. You know, as single moms, a lot of our relationships outside of our kids tend to fail or fall by the wayside if we don't nurture them and reach out to people and talk to people, you know, keep connections with people of our own age. If there's anything when you're a single mom, something that we crave after a while, especially in the beginning, is conversation with other adults. I'm sorry, I got myself right there. But we really crave conversation with other adults. Conversation with other adults. We want to go out and have some time to ourselves, have a girls' night, whatever. But as we progress in our single motherhood, from the time when the child is a newborn and they really require mom the majority of the time, especially if you're breastfeeding, there's a lot, you know, a lot of the responsibilities on us as moms. And then if you're a single mom, it's us alone a lot of times, you know, or some family members may come in. But during that time, that's when we need to build our village. During the time that we're pregnant, we need to build our village. Find out who's, you know, who's there for you, who's willing to help out at the end when it really comes down to it, who's helping you while you are pregnant, you know, who's letting you vent and just, you know, have those conversations, accepting you as you are and whatever's going through, you know, whatever you're going through at that time, who's allowing you to be yourself authentically. So it's the village, you know, because they say it takes a village to raise children. And that's so true, especially true, I believe, with single moms. So we need to find out who our village is. And if we don't have one, we need to make one. You know what I'm saying? We need to make one. How we do that is we start getting involved in some activities outside of our home, in our churches, in the community centers, you know, in our neighborhood. Go out and start walking. You might start meeting neighbors, start finding out somebody else has a kid that's about your kid's age. You start conversations, you become, you know, become friends. All of that, you know, that's where we start to build our village. Also, you can find a lot of support groups like Single Moms Level Up on social media, where it goes with you wherever you go. You could have that access to reaching out and saying, hey, this is going on with me. You know, does anybody have any advice for this situation, or things of that sort? We do that in the Single Moms Club. And the Single Moms Club is a international private Facebook group. We have people from all over the place. I mentioned that before, but that's a place where if something like that is shared inside that private Facebook group, it does not go outside that private Facebook group. If it is found that is shared outside the private Facebook group, whoever did it will be warned, and you know, you will be warned. But anyway, we're not gonna go there because we went there yesterday. So anyway, today we're talking about nurturing our relationships, you know, with people outside of our immediate circle, which is our children. So how we can build our village is by looking and seeing, well, how many single moms do you know? I think one of the days I asked and challenged you guys to write down how many single moms you know. You might surprise yourself, because I surprised myself back in 2021 when I really looked to see how many single moms I know. And I knew a lot. And the thing is we had never come together as single moms to help form that village that we needed to support one another, and people that are understanding what single motherhood is about, that you could talk to, that you don't have to explain it because they're not a single mom or haven't had that experience. You don't have to explain everything before you start having that conversation. You can be like, hey, this situation is coming up. Have you ever come across it? or hey, I came across this situation, and we start sharing our stories with one another, which tend to help. Stories, well, when you tell your story and your experience, that could help another single mom. It could help me, it could help someone else, it could help another single mom that may be going into that situation, in the situation, or coming out of that situation. And when we share how we come out of those situations or how we made it through these situations, that helps other single moms that may be going through the same thing. There is a commonality across single motherhood that exists, and then there's the extra other stuff that we need to that sometimes we just need to talk through. So what I want to know is, if you wrote those single, and I don't know why I keep putting five up, but if you wrote down those single moms that I want to challenge you today to reach out to them. And I think I said that when I challenged you as well, was reach out to them. Reach out to these single moms. Just say, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you because I know you're a single mom like me. I just want to let you know I'm here, if you need somebody to talk to. That's all you have to say. And then be there, be there. And if it's not a good moment to say, hey, maybe they're calling and your child is, fighting sleep, and you got to change a diaper, and you just got spit up on and all that other stuff. Just say, hey, I'm having a moment, with my kids and trying to get them down. Let me call you back tomorrow, or let me call you back in a couple hours, or whenever you're free. Set up a time to call them back and do it. One of the things that is really hard for us single moms is when people say they're going to do something and they don't. We're relying on that the majority of the time for somebody to come through and follow through with whatever it is that they said that they were going to do. It could be just a phone call. It could be saying, hey, I'm coming over. I'm coming out in your area. I'm going to come visit you. And then they don't show up. It could be that you're depending on that because you're making plans and making room for this thing to happen. And a lot of times you're finding places for kids to be, or your kids are finding some place to be. And so you're making it a special event, or clearing out space for somebody to come and visit. And a lot of times when you have those girlfriend visits, it ain't even about having their own private room and own private bathroom and blah, 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 blah. It ain't even that deep. Half the time it's like, get a blow up mattress, put it in the living room, and move them tables out the way. It's just like back in the day when we used to have slumber parties. You bring a sleeping bag or whatever, but if somebody's flying in from out of town, it's kind of hard. But you bring a sleeping bag, but now they've got air mattresses, and then some of these air mattresses are better than real beds. I'm just saying, some of them are better than real beds and very, very comfortable. So you could always, have an air mattress or something like that. Or shoot, break it down and have a pallet. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what a pallet is, I'm not talking about the pallets that you see at Home Depot and stuff. No, or Lowe's. I'm not talking about that. A pallet is you take a sleeping bag or whatever, open it up and lay it out flat, or you take a blanket and lay it out flat. You put another blanket on top of that, and then you have a blanket that you put over yourself, and then you have a pillow and pillowcase, and bam, there is a pallet for somebody to sleep on. Okay, that's what a pallet is. But that's a back in the day old school thing. And then also there's the couch. Let them sleep on the couch. Put a sheet over it so that this is me. And maybe it's because I got light, and I'm looking at my couches. That was dumb. But like you guys can see it, but I have light colored couches. And so I will put a sheet over my couch, first off, to also make you comfortable, but also to make it because, our bodies and have oil and stuff, and I don't want the couches to be stained. But put a sheet over it, get them some pillows and some blankets, and call it a day. And it's okay. If they're your true friends, they ain't going to sweat all that. It's just hanging out with the friend, with a good friend, and spending some time with each other is the awesome thing. Or you could do like one of my friends did, and I so appreciate her for doing this for me. because I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to be sleeping on an air mattress or on the couch. I don't care. That's fine. I'm old school. We used to do that. It's all good. But she gave me her room, the master bedroom, with a bedroom ensuite. And ensuite means that you have a door, and that bathroom is just for you. And she slept on an air mattress in her living room. And I was like, wow, that is so nice. And I was like, you sure you want to do that? And so she did, and she was so kind to me, going out. And she's a single mom as well. She was a single mom way before I was. And I spent some time with her and spent some time with some other single moms, where one of them is married now, but she was a single mom for a long time. But all of us were single moms. And so it was my birthday weekend. This was back in 2021. And I went home to California because I'm from California, the LA area. And we went to lunch at this beautiful place called Castaways, and it's in Burbank. It's up on a hill. If you go sit on that patio, it's up on a hill, and you got a view of the hills and everything, and it's a covered patio. But we went to lunch and everything. This was like right after, because it's 2021, so it's right after COVID, and it's just now starting to open up and everything. And I decided to go to California to go visit my friends that I hadn't seen in years. Years. We've talked on the phone and whatever, but I had not seen people in years. Um, uh, uh, I wanted to see her. I was going to stay with her, but I wanted to see some other friends as well. So she actually gave me the resource of the Metrolink. So she lived, way out in the valley, out by Magic Mountain, and a lot of my friends were in LA. Well, the guy I'm taking, a lot of my friends, the guys and girls and all my friends and stuff were in the closer to LA, in the LA area. So I was taking the Metrolink train, which was cool, and it was a nice ride. And so I, temporarily got the app and got a pass and bought my tickets and whatever else on this app. Found out if the train was running late, all these things, and so I did all that, and that was an awesome thing. And so I had someone to pick me up. Someone picked me up from the airport. We went and hung out and stuff and had breakfast, and they made sure I ate. And it's like my friends really showed up for me. I had been off in a dark hole in Texas with me and my kids, raising my kids and stuff, and not seeing them for such a long time. We talked on the phone, and catch up like that, have those 3-4 hour conversations, and then we all caught up, and then, we good for a little while. And I'm sorry, these lights are bright and they hot. So I understand why they keep coming in with makeup for actors and stuff, because of this shine and this glow, and then you can't really see people's face and their features and their expressions and stuff very well. But anyway, so my friends really showed up and showed out. And so I have one friend that also I was coming into town. We didn't know we were both coming into town at the same time, but I showed up, I showed up on Saturday. I think she showed up like Thursday or Friday. It was like the day I was supposed to leave. And so we ended up going, I was supposed to leave the following day. And so we ended up meeting together, and I got to see her mom and dad. We grew up next door to each other. This is a friend of mine that I have literally known since I was 1 year old. 1 year old. We were 1 year old, and we met each other. Our moms introduced us to each other, and in the playpens, and put us in the playpen together, and we have been friends ever since. And this is one of those friendships where we don't have to see each other all the time, but we can pick up the phone and have conversations and everything, and things it's like go back to just like what it was. We're like really sisters, we're really connected and spiritual sisters. She has dreams about me, and will call me or text me and say, hey, I had this dream about you. I feel like I need to tell you this, and she'll tell me. And a lot of times she doesn't understand it, but it will come to me, the understanding, because I have been doing this focus journaling. It comes to me as to what that is all about. I'll pray about it and ask for guidance and direction and revelation about it. And it will come to me because it's for me, not her, but she'll speak it because she's comfortable enough to speak that truth to me. But your village can be people that you don't see all the time, that you talk to on the phone. It could be people like, through social media, that you're part of a social media group where you get all these encouraging things, and you can come and just have conversations, and topics are talked about, and you can have your voice in it too, and your stuff isn't spread everywhere, and there's no hate and none of all that going on, but you can come and be authentically yourself and share whatever it is that you're going through, your questions. You can share your comments. You can share comments, like biggest takeaways of whatever the conversation is. These are conversation starters, is what these challenges are. Conversation starters, and starters to help us. I'm not going to say you, because this is for me too, because I'm learning as we go along too, because single motherhood is a journey. Life is a journey. You never ever get to a place where you just know everything. We're always going to be learning. So you could come to a place like the Single Moms Club private Facebook group and have this safe place for you to express and say, and ask the questions, and say what your takeaways are, or say that you don't understand something, or say that you need help with something, or say that, whatever. With that being an international private Facebook group, you will get some answers. You will get answers. You will get people praying for you. You will get people giving you resources that you can get to that are national or whatever. Of course, out of the country, you don't always know what those resources are. But the way I see this group going is that eventually it's going to be small groups of villages everywhere, all over the world, in areas, and you'll have local chapters to go to, or local groups, meetups or whatever to go to, where you can get these resources for your area. I put out resources. There's a resource guide that you can get that has resources for all kinds of stuff, business things, resources, resources for budgeting, resources for investing, resources for having a side hustle and having a second job that you could do from home. There's all kinds of things. There's counseling resources on there. There are resources for financial literacy, so to help you out with your money situation and getting that right. All of that's there. That's what we need to share with one another, our resources and things that help, and also give a place for us to talk. Because I started talking with these people, with the single moms. I was going to say these people, and I did actually, but the single moms that I realized that I knew, I started talking to them. And I was like, can you imagine how things would have been if we would have talked to each other when we all first realized that we were all single moms? And if we would have came together, how much stronger we would have been, and how more enriched we would have been if we had single moms that were already around us, that we can go to and support one another. Support one another through self-care, through some self-love, and through just supporting one another. And supporting one another doesn't always have to be you giving somebody something, although that's a good thing, though. And it could be random things, it could be self-care stuff. It could be stuff for self-love. It could be books. It could be a bag of clothes that, you can give to somebody that probably needed clothes. I think for me, the greatest thing that somebody gave to me was a bag of clothes. Somebody that I had not been friends with. This was actually a girl, she's not a girl, but she's when we were kids, we grew up in high school in the neighborhood together. She actually was a bully to me. because she just she was a bully to me. And we ended up being friends because her parents moved into the neighborhood where I was when I had my son. I would walk around the block to keep, my hips lubricated and trying to make trying to make my labor easier. And so I would walk around the block and stuff. And so we became friends. Her mom used to babysit me when I was in elementary school. And so, our families knew each other and stuff, but here's later on, years later, and she's now got a child, and she was on the verge of becoming a single mom because her marriage wasn't working out. And so we started talking and everything. And she eventually, her daughter was a year to 2 years older than my daughter. She gave me a bag of clothes. And I tell you, when she gave me a bag of clothes, I'd say 50% of those clothes still had tags on them. So don't turn your nose up at what people might want to bless you with. Yeah, it's, because in some people's mind, they're like, oh, those are hand-me-downs, whatever. But people go to Goodwill and whatever else. It's the same thing. But now it's just somebody that But we did that, and she did that for me. And then I, for her, helped her with her mom because her mom had some diabetic issues and stuff. And my mom had diabetes way before her mom showed up with it. Her mom didn't show up until much later in her age. But we shared that information. We had that conversation. My mom passed away probably a year or two before her mom. Let me think. No, a year. Her mom passed away a year after my mom passed away. And I was able to share some things with her and tell her, some of the things that I had went through, and tell her it's okay. Tell her I was here to talk, and tell her that, hey, I'm up early in the morning anyway. Feel free to call, and we can, even if you just need somebody just to sit on the phone with you, it's okay. And so those type of things are what we as single moms need as well, is somebody that will just reach out to us and just hold our hand sometimes. Somebody that just sits with us. You don't have to say anything. Just sit with us. Somebody to help with the kids while I get some laundry done and some clothes and some dishes and stuff, but sit in the, be in the house and help me with some things. Those things are awesome gifts that you can give to another single mom. And here's the thing, when we give, it just seems to attract more positive and things to be poured into our lives. Maybe not in the same area, but it helps that. And I can't say that because almost every single time that I give in an area where I have a need, that need gets filled some kind of way. It just does. And that's the power of helping somebody else. That's the power of giving and having a giving heart and being loving towards somebody else that's probably going through some similar things that you are, because they're having that same, they're having a similar experience of the single mom journey. So I'm just saying, reach out to another single mom, go visit, some old friends, check and see who you know. You might know a whole bunch of single moms, and start reaching out to them, even at work, at church, at, in the neighborhood, at the events, because, now the kids are back at school. You might see somebody and realize that they're a single mom, or your kids are going to tell you everything. If you let them, they will tell you everything. They'll tell you who's a single mom, who's divorced, who's this, who's that. They will tell you the business. Okay. But once you know that, then start reaching out to these people. And these people, I don't know why I keep saying that. Start reaching out to these single moms. And we are people. I think that's what I'm getting at, is we're people. We're not just single moms. We are people. We had our own lives and our own everything going on before we had kids. And just because we have kids doesn't mean it all needs to come to a screeching halt. We still need to live. We still need to have hope for our futures, because those kids, like I said yesterday, are going to grow up. They're going to have their own families. They're not going to be around you as much anymore. They're not going to need you as much anymore. You need to have something to do. And what you're supposed to do is live your life out and continue to work towards your future and have some dreams and have some goals and have some, actions to reach these goals. All of that needs to be in place so that when your children do leave the nest, you not holding on and kicking and screaming and holding on to the back of their car and they driving off and you just, holding on, don't leave me. You know what I'm saying? You can't do all that. You gotta get yourself together. Get yourself together, and we need to move forward and have hope for our future. So I am still working on the slides. Like I said, I'm having to do everything on this small little phone. I'm learning a lot about it because this is the new phone, and so I'm learning a lot about this new phone. And I will, like I said before, the week is out, before tomorrow I'll have it out. I'll have out what the Single Mom Queen Kit is and what's in it. I'll work on that tonight for you guys and get that posted into the Single Moms group. I will somehow post it on YouTube. I think I can post it on YouTube. Somehow I'll get it done. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and put your in the comments what your biggest takeaways are, questions you might have, topics that you want me to talk about and cover. Get some resources and information for. I'll do that. I will also drop the resource guide link into the Single Moms the Single Moms Club private Facebook group. I was saying that all backwards. And I'll drop that link as well in on the Single Moms Level Up YouTube page. I'll drop that in the description as well for you to check that out. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and bearing with me. My technical difficulties. #Single Moms Level Up. Bye.